full, fruity. Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today we have a very tricky bottle here on my cask. It's called the Syndicate 58-6, 12 years old. It's not too expensive, 35 euros. And there's a wonderful story about this whiskey here on the card box. But at first, I want to show you some details. This is a blended whiskey which is finished in Oloroso sherry casks for a year. So this is a blended whiskey with a kick. And then it shows as one of the very, very few whiskies, Scotch whiskies, that is colored with caramel. Yeah, most of the Scots do not know is that from December 2014 there's an EU regulation in place that you have to show the use of artificial color or natural color like this sugar caramel in a whiskey on the label. So it's ignored by the industry, and nobody dares to to put the finger in the wound and say, well, you have to show. Well, from time to time, regulations show their significance on the market, and this one shows with caramel color ring. Yeah. So, and then here we have the story on the back. Syndicate 58-6 blended Scotch whiskey, small batch release. So this is a blended whiskey from a small batch, and this is produced by Douglas Lang in Glasgow. And here's the story. In 1958, a rare blend of Scotch malt and grain whiskies was discovered in 10 oak casks in the port of Leith, Edinburgh, Scotland, in a warehouse owned by William Muir Bond 9 Limited. The whiskey was originally distilled in 1954, yet the receipt dates back to the 1800s and has been enjoyed by royalty and the British aristocracy. Yes, who else? Only the best for the best. In 1966, a small quantity of the whiskey, by then aged 12 years old, was bottled for the private use of the directors of William Muir Bonds 9 Limited and a restricted number of their friends. And therefore, a total of 6 individuals, comprising lawyers, yes, of course, accountants, who else, and industrialists were instrumental in forming what became known as Syndicate 58-6, and so the name was born. So the -6 are the 6 friends, individuals. Our Syndicate 58-6 contains 18 single malt whiskies and 4 single grain whiskies. The quality and consistency of the spirit has been maintained over the years by operating a Solera system whereby the additional 12-year-old whiskies are added. They are then reblended with the older stock. Thus, the Syndicate whiskey still contains small quantities of much older whiskies. This is the Solera way of maturing sherries, and they did investigations in the sherries by gas chromatography and whatever they are. And found out that in some 30-year-old sherries from Solera casks are even 90-year-old whiskies in. Syndicate 58-6 is married and finally matured in Oloroso sherry casks. This final marrying and maturation process enhances the exceptional smooth and distinctive taste of our spirit. Alistair S. McIntosh. founding member of Syndicate 58-6 and winner of the Diageo Trophy for Outstanding Achievement in Scotch Whisky, International Wine and Spirit Competition 2008. And here you see International Wine and Spirit Competition. This is a competition where they are doing only blind tastings. And they got a Quality Award, Gold 2014. And this is quite complicated. Blended whiskies, 12 years old. This is a category where you have more than one candidate for winning the medals. Here we go. Full, fruity, and some intense orange, this bergamot. And here were the tasting notes. Nuances of Seville orange, bergamot and honeyed pear, warm on the nose with ginger and jasmine. Rich and intense taste of Dundee marmalade, glazed apple and caramel combine with a gentle whisper of figs, forest fruits and trickle in the hedonistic harmony. Oh, hedonistic harmony. Oranges and this bergamot oil. I think this is the flavoring of Earl Grey tea, isn't it? Yeah. Fruity, but this ginger and spicy, no, not yet. Probably those pears, it's fruity. A little floral, probably this jasmine. Again, this orange, but also the sherry, the fruitiness of the sherry. A little ginger coming up, yes, a little. And probably the figs, darker fruits. So the sherry finishing is intense and is really there. There's this smooth, silky taste of blended whiskey, of the grains inside blended whiskies. Yes, but the malt content is quite high. So here they say 10 casks, but then they say 18 single malt whiskies and 4 single grain whiskies, but they do not tell a thing about the relationship between grain and malt. So grain is typically less expensive, malt is more expensive. But the malt content is, from my personal experience, at least 50%. Yeah. Whenever you taste a second time and nose in parallel, then you get additional aromas coming up. And here are the apples. Yeah. So this is a good one. For a blended whiskey, I'm not the fan of blended whiskies. No. There are some which I find wonderful and delicious, but typically a blend is not the favorite of mine, and this one belongs to the good ones, really. So thank you for watching. There's more to come, and if you would like to discuss this whiskey with me, please do so on our vlog on Whisky.com as well as on our forum on Whisky.com.